r/Nosleep. Posted by u/RobertMort. I found an old childhood photo. There's something terribly wrong with it. The phone slipped from my hands. I stumbled down, snatched it up. My heart pounded in my ears. "Ali, that's not me. I think I have a twin. You need to lock the doors." "A twin? Adam, that's Ali?" His voice. It sounded just like mine. Yet, there was something off about it, something I couldn't quite place. Like listening to a slightly out-of-tune piano. "Lock the door," I shouted into the phone. A heartbeat of silence. Then hurried footfalls as she ran over to the door. Click. "You locked it?" I asked, weakly. "I did." Her voice was trembling. I crumpled against the wall, relief flooding me. "I'm going to call the police, okay? But if you can get out the window, or something." "Adam," my mom shouted down from the attic. "Are you coming up, anytime this year?" "Just a second," I shouted back. "Okay," she said, skeptically. I pressed myself into the closet. Must filled my nose as I pulled the doors shut in front of me, pressing me in. "Ali? Are you still there? Are you okay?" I whispered. "I'm trying to get out the window," she whispered back. "It's a long drop, but..." Muffled knocking sounds, through the speakers. "Ali?" I heard him call. I shuddered. Hearing him say my wife's name made my skin crawl. "I'm calling the police. Do anything you can to stay away from him." I disconnected the call and dialed the police. When I was assured they'd send someone over, I took a deep breath and opened the closet door. And froze. Mom was standing right outside. "Who were you talking to?" she demanded. I stepped back, rustling against a row of sweaters. Fear swept through me, but then curiosity, anger, took over. "I have a twin brother." Her eyes widened. Then her face crumpled, and she closed her eyes. "I never. How did you?" "He's at my house. Right now." I pushed past her. "He's with Ali?" She clapped a hand over her mouth. That told me all I needed to know. "You need to call the police," she called after me. "I did," I shouted back, as I ran down the stairs. I pulled the phone out of my pocket and dialed Ali's number again. 5 rings, then went right to voicemail. I ran into the driveway. Yanked open the front door, dove inside. Mom got in the passenger seat. "Mom. I know him better than anyone," she said, not looking at me. The engine rumbled to life underneath us. I screeched out onto the road. A few minutes of silence passed between us. Then she spoke. "I did it for your safety." I scoffed. "For my safety? Yeah, right. And now my wife is at the hands of a psychopath." I swung onto the highway, pushing my foot on the accelerator. "Why did you really do it? Why did you really tell me all my life that I was an only child?" "Because you are." "Mom. I only gave birth to one little boy." She took in a shuddering breath, then let it out. "He showed up on our doorstep one day. Nowhere to go. Your father, being religious and all, wanted to take him in. He said the poor little boy got lost in the woods, and it was our duty to care for him until his family was found. So we adopted him." "That doesn't even make sense." "Let me finish," she snapped, with sudden anger. "We contacted the police, everyone, trying to locate his family. All our searches turned up empty. It was like he'd just popped out of thin air. In my peripheral vision, I could see her turn to me, her expression grim. And that day, we took him in. I swear he didn't look a thing like you." "I don't understand." The change was so gradual, it was hard to notice. In the span of a year, his hair had gone from brown to blonde. His face had gone from gaunt and pointed to round and full. Whenever I brought it up with your dad, he was always belligerent about it. "He's been playing in the sun a lot. He was so skinny when he got here, he's gained weight, of course that's going to make his face look different." A drizzle started, flecking the windshield with bits of rain. I turned on the wipers, they squeaked against the glass. Then your dad started saying things that didn't make any sense. Like, one time I ordered a big meal at a restaurant. He laughed and said, "Are you eating for 3 again?" And he'd say here and there, "When you were pregnant with the twins." It was like he truly believed Alaric was our genetic son. With a shaking hand, I clicked on my turn signal and veered towards the exit. Why don't I remember him? Was there some sort of traumatic event, or... "You still don't remember the day your father died, do you?" "No. He fell down the stairs, didn't he?" I'd left you and Alaric with him while I went to the grocery store. When I came back, her voice cracked with emotion. You were crying. You didn't remember anything. Alaric, on the other hand. Well, he was acting like an angel, like he always did. But he had this smile on his face. She let out a breath. It was at that moment I knew that he had something to do with it. I put him up for adoption, and tried my best to erase him from our lives. Her words hung heavy in the silence. She pulled out her phone, tapping at it, then frowned. Ollie's still not picking up. Doesn't matter. We'll be there in a minute, I said, dread sinking in my gut. I swung onto our street. As the houses flashed by, my heart pounded faster. Ollie. Please be okay. The little blue colonial came into view, with the hydrangeas and 2 little garden gnomes. I pulled into the driveway, halted to a stop, pushed open the doors and ran inside. Ollie? I yelled. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Ollie! I screamed. I raced up the stairs, Mom running behind me. Turned the corner. The door to our bedroom was wide open. No, no, no. Shards of glass littered the floor. A puddle of whiskey stained the carpet. The window was open, curtains fluttering in the breeze. But the room was empty.